my girlfriend yelled. I left a better man because of you. I replied calmly, then choose him. I picked up my car keys and walked out without looking back. That evening, she texted me, I need to talk to you right now. But when she saw what was waiting outside the house, she couldn't say a single word. My name is Alex, I'm 32, and I work as a logistics coordinator for a mid-sized shipping company in Ohio. It's not glamorous, but it pays well enough, around $68,000 a year with benefits. I've been with Haley for 4 years. We met through mutual friends at a barbecue back in the summer of 2020, and honestly, the first 2 years were great. We moved in together after 18 months, split rent on a decent 2-bedroom apartment near downtown Columbus. Everything felt normal, comfortable. We had our routines, our inside jokes, our Friday movie nights. Until it wasn't comfortable anymore. About 6 months ago, I started noticing changes. Small things at first. Haley would take her phone into the bathroom when she showered. She'd angle the screen away when texting at dinner. She started going to the gym more often, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. Before that, she'd go maybe twice a week, if that. She bought new clothes. Got her hair done every other week at this expensive salon downtown that charged $150 a session. When I asked if everything was okay, she'd smile and say she just wanted to feel good about herself. Is that a crime? She'd laugh, kissing my cheek. I believed her. Or maybe I just didn't want to see it. 3 weeks ago, everything changed. I came home early from work. My supervisor, Bill, let me leave at 3 p.m. because we'd finished a major logistics project ahead of schedule. We'd been working overtime for 2 weeks straight coordinating shipments for a major retail client, and Bill said, "Get out of here. You earned it." I drove home excited, thinking I'd surprise Haley. Maybe order Thai food from that place she loves, open a bottle of wine, watch something on Netflix. Instead, when I walked into the apartment, I heard her voice coming from the bedroom. She was on the phone. The door was halfway open. I stopped in the hallway. I know, baby. I know. It's just hard right now. He doesn't suspect anything. My heart started pounding. No, I can't leave yet. The lease is in both our names, and I need to figure out the deposit situation first. Plus, he's been helping with my car payments. I'm not stupid. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. You're so much better than him. You actually have ambition. You're going places. He's just comfortable. Boring. He'll probably be doing the same job in 10 years. I stood there for maybe 30 seconds, listening to her laugh at something he said. Then I quietly backed out of the apartment, walked down the stairs, and sat in my car in the parking lot for 20 minutes, staring at nothing. Finally, I texted her, still at work. Be home around 6. She replied immediately. Okay, babe. See you tonight, red heart. That night at dinner, she acted completely normal. Smiled. Kissed my cheek when I walked in. Asked about my day. Made spaghetti carbonara, my favorite. How was work? She asked, twirling pasta on her fork. Fine. Long tiring. Poor baby. You work too hard. I said nothing. I just ate and nodded and felt this growing numbness spreading through my chest. Update 1. For the next 2 weeks, I played along. I smiled. I nodded. I kissed her goodbye in the mornings. I pretended everything was fine while I quietly started moving money around. I opened a new bank account at a different branch, Fifth Third Bank across town. Started transferring funds bit by bit. $500 here. $800 there. Not enough that she'd notice, but enough to build a safety net. I transferred about $8,000 total over 10 days. I also called our landlord, Mr. Patterson, and explained the situation. I'd always been the one who paid rent on time every month, so we had a good relationship. Listen, Mr. Patterson, I need to talk to you about something personal, I said on the phone. My girlfriend and I are splitting up. I need out of the lease. He sighed. That's unfortunate, son. When? As soon as possible. You've been a good tenant. Let me see what I can do. 2 days later, he called back. I can let you out of the lease if you give me 30 days notice and forfeit your deposit. That work? Yes. Thank you. She's staying? I don't know. That's her problem. I also started documenting everything. I logged into our shared credit card account, the one we used for groceries and utilities. Haley had been spending money at hotels, restaurants I'd never been to. There was a charge for $340 at some upscale steakhouse called the Capitol Grill across town on a Tuesday night, a night she'd told me she was working late at her graphic design job. There was another charge for $180 at a hotel near the airport, another for $95 at a wine bar in Short North. I took screenshots of everything. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Then, last Wednesday, November 20th, I came home and found her in the living room with her friend, Natasha. They were drinking white wine, laughing about something on Natasha's phone. When I walked in, Natasha's expression changed. She gave me this look, half pity, half awkwardness. She knew. "Hey, babe," Haley said, way too cheerfully. Her cheeks were flushed from the wine. "Natasha and I were just talking about girls' night this weekend. We're thinking about going to that new cocktail bar downtown." "Cool," I said flatly. "Have fun. You okay?" Haley asked, her smile faltering slightly. "Yeah, just tired." I went to the bedroom and closed the door. I could hear them talking in hushed voices. Then, about 10 minutes later, Natasha left. I heard the front door close. Haley came into the bedroom. "What's wrong with you tonight?" "Nothing." "You were rude to Natasha." "I wasn't rude." I said 2 words to her. She crossed her arms. "You've been acting weird for days." "I'm fine, Haley." "Are you sure?" "Because." I said I'm fine. She stared at me for a moment, then left the room. That night, she came to bed around midnight and curled up next to me like nothing had happened. "You sure you're okay?" she whispered. "Yeah." She kissed my shoulder. "I love you." I didn't say it back. She fell asleep within minutes. I stared at the ceiling until 3 a.m., listening to her breathe, wondering how I'd missed all the signs. Update 2. Friday morning, November 22nd, I woke up before Haley. I'd already packed 2 suitcases and moved them to my car the night before while she was in the shower. I'd also boxed up some important documents, my birth certificate, passport, tax returns, some family photos. I had a plan, and I was sticking to it. I went to work like normal. Around lunchtime, I got a text from Haley. "What do you want for dinner tonight?" "Thinking about making pasta." I replied, "Sounds good." At 4 p.m., I left work early again. I told Bill I had a personal emergency. He didn't ask questions. I drove to our apartment, walked up the stairs, and found Haley on the couch in yoga pants and an oversized sweater, scrolling through her phone. Probably texting him. She looked up, surprised. "You're home early." "Yeah." She smiled. "Everything okay?" I sat down across from her in the armchair. "Actually, no." Her smile faded. "What do you mean?" "I know about him." The color drained from her face. "What?" "I know about whoever you've been seeing. I heard you on the phone 3 weeks ago. I've seen the credit card statements. The hotels. The restaurants. All of it." She started crying immediately. Not the real kind. The performative kind. The kind where she knew she was caught and needed to gain control of the situation. "Alex, I can explain." "I don't want an explanation. It's not what you think." "Haley, stop." "No, listen." "I don't want to listen. I want you to be honest for once in the last 6 months." She wiped her face with her sleeve. Okay. Yes. I've been seeing someone. His name is Troy. I met him at the gym. But Alex, it's not serious. It was just what? I don't know. You and I have been together for so long, and I felt stuck. Like we weren't going anywhere. You're always so content with everything. You never want more. You never push for a promotion or talk about the future or... So instead of talking to me about it, you cheated. I was going to tell you. When? After you figured out how to keep using me for rent and car payments. Her eyes went cold. The tears stopped. That's not fair, isn't it? You said it yourself on the phone. You can't leave yet because I'm paying for your car. You said that, Haley. She stood up, her voice rising. You know what, Alex? Maybe I did cheat. But you made me feel invisible. You stopped trying. You stopped caring about us. Troy actually listens to me. He has goals. He's building a real estate business. He's going somewhere. He's not just coasting through life like you. I stared at her. Her face was red now, angry. This was the real Haley. Not the sweet girlfriend who made carbonara and kissed my cheek. This. So go to him, I said quietly. What? If he's so much better, go be with him. She blinked. Are you serious right now? Completely. She laughed bitterly. You don't mean that. Try me. Her face twisted into something ugly. Fine. You want to know the truth? I left a better man because of you. Troy wanted me to move in with him 2 months ago, but I stayed because I felt sorry for you. I picked up my keys from the coffee table. Then choose him. What are you doing? I walked toward the door. Alex, where are you going? I didn't answer. I opened the door, walked down the stairs, got in my car, and drove away. I didn't look back. Update 3. That evening, around 8 p.m., I was at a sports bar near my office. nursing a beer and trying to process everything, when my phone buzzed. Alex, I need to talk to you right now. I ignored it. 10 minutes later, another text. Please. I'm sorry. I didn't mean what I said. Can we please just talk? I'm freaking out. I didn't respond. 20 minutes later, my phone rang. Haley. I declined the call. Then she called again. And again. 4 times in a row. Then I got a text from Natasha. Alex, Haley is freaking out. She's crying and saying she made a huge mistake. Can you please just call her? I know it's not my place, but she's really losing it. I replied, she made her choice. Natasha responded immediately. What does that mean? Alex, what happened? I didn't reply. Around 9:30 p.m., I finished my beer and decided it was time. I'd been avoiding this, but it had to be done. I drove back to the apartment. Not to talk. Not to reconcile. To get the rest of my things. When I pulled into the parking lot, I saw Haley standing on the front steps of the building, looking at the driveway. Her face was pale. Her phone was in her hand, but she wasn't moving. She was just staring. Because parked directly in front of the building was a 16-foot moving truck. I called a moving company that afternoon. Paid them $400 for same-day service. 2 guys were already there, waiting by the truck. I stepped out of my car. Haley's head snapped toward me. What is this? I'm moving out. Tonight. Her voice cracked. You can't be serious. I'm completely serious. Alex, this is insane. You're overreacting. I talked to Mr. Patterson 2 weeks ago. He's letting me out of the lease. I already found a new place. 1-bedroom apartment in Clintonville. I'm taking my furniture, my things, and I'm gone. You've been planning this for 2 weeks? Yes. Her face crumpled. Alex, please. Don't do this. You already did it. I made a mistake. I'll end it with Troy right now. I swear. I'll do whatever it takes. Please. I walked past her toward the building entrance. She grabbed my arm. Alex, I love you. I pulled away. No. You loved what I could do for you. That's not true. Haley, it's over. You don't mean that. I do. Tears streamed down her face. Please. Please don't do this. I can't afford this place on my own. Where am I supposed to go? Call Troy. He doesn't. She stopped herself. He doesn't what? Want you to move in? Sounds like a real winner. I walked past her and unlocked the apartment door. The 2 movers followed me inside. For the next 2 hours, we loaded boxes, furniture, everything that was mine. My couch. My TV. My bookshelf. My bed frame. I bought it before we moved in together. Haley stood outside the entire time, calling my name, begging me to stop, crying, threatening to call the police, which she didn't because she knew she had no grounds, then back to begging. Alex, please. We can work this out. I'll go to therapy. Couples therapy. Whatever you want. I didn't respond. I just kept loading boxes. At one point, Natasha showed up. She walked up to me while I was carrying a box to the truck. Alex, I'm sorry. I should have told you. Yeah, you should have. I didn't know what to do. She's my friend. And I was supposed to be her boyfriend. Natasha nodded, looking down. For what it's worth, I think she really does regret it. Good. By 11:30 p.m., the truck was loaded. I handed the apartment keys to Mr. Patterson, who'd come by to oversee everything and make sure there was no damage. He shook my hand. Good luck, son. You're doing the right thing. Thank you. Haley was sitting on the curb now, her face in her hands, shoulders shaking. I got in my car, followed the moving truck to my new apartment across town, and spent the rest of the night unloading and setting up my new place. I didn't think about Haley. I didn't feel sad. I felt free. Final update. It's been 2 months since that night. Today is January 28th, 2025. Haley tried to contact me for about 3 weeks after I left. Calls, texts, emails, long paragraphs about how sorry she was, how she'd made the biggest mistake of her life, how Troy wasn't who she thought he was. She even showed up at my new apartment once, around mid-December. I saw her through the peephole, standing in the hallway, holding a box of my favorite cookies from that bakery we used to go to. I didn't answer the door. She stood there for 5 minutes, then left the box and walked away. I threw the cookies in the trash. Eventually, around New Year's, she stopped trying. I found out through Natasha, who, surprisingly, reached out to apologize for not saying anything earlier, that things with Troy didn't work out. Apparently, once Haley actually tried to move in with him after I left, he backed off hard. He told her he wasn't ready for something that serious. Natasha explained over coffee. Guess he just wanted the fun parts without the commitment. Shocking, I said. Haley ended up moving back in with her parents in Dayton. She's 29 years old. I also found out that Haley had racked up about $4,200 in credit card debt under my name on our joint card, charges I hadn't authorized. Expensive dinners, hotel rooms, gifts she'd probably bought for Troy. I disputed the charges with the credit card company, provided documentation showing I wasn't present for any of those transactions, and got about $3,400 removed. The remaining $800, I paid off myself just to close the account and be done with it. As for me, I'm doing fine. Better than fine, actually. The new apartment is smaller, just 650 square feet compared to our old 1,100, but it's mine. I decorated it the way I wanted. Bought a new couch. Mounted my TV properly. Started cooking more. I've been going to the gym again, 4 times a week. Reconnected with some old college friends I'd lost touch with over the years. We started a weekly basketball game on Saturday mornings. I even went on a couple of dates. Nothing serious yet, but I'm not rushing. A few days ago, I ran into Haley at the Kroger on High Street. I was in the produce section, picking out avocados, when I saw her by the bakery counter. She was wearing sweatpants and a jacket that looked 2 sizes too big. Her hair was in a messy ponytail. We made eye contact for maybe 2 seconds. I saw her mouth open like she was going to say something. I turned and walked the other way. I don't hate her. I really don't. I don't wish her harm or failure or misery. But I also don't owe her my time, my energy, my forgiveness, or my presence. Some people, mostly mutual friends who've reached out, think I should have tried to work it out. That I gave up too easily. That 4 years together deserved more of a fight. But here's the thing. I didn't give up. She did. The moment she decided I wasn't enough and went looking elsewhere, the moment she lied to my face every single day for months, the moment she used me for financial stability while building an exit plan with someone else, it was over. I refused to be anyone's backup plan. I refused to be the comfortable option while she explores her exciting option. I'm worth more than that. And honestly, that night, when she saw that moving truck and realized I wasn't bluffing, that I was actually done, that was the last time she had any power over me. I took it back, and I'm never giving it away again. Edit 1. A few people have asked if I ever confronted Troy. I didn't. What would be the point? He's not the one who owed me loyalty. Haley was. He's just some guy at a gym who saw an opportunity and took it. Edit 2. For those asking about the joint account, I'd moved about 85% of my savings out before I left. She had access to maybe $900 when I walked out. I wasn't going to leave her completely broke, but I also wasn't going to let her drain everything I'd worked for. Edit 3. I don't know if Haley ever thinks about what happened or if she's told herself some story where I'm the villain. I don't really care anymore. I've moved on. And that's the best revenge I could ever get.